In today's video, I am going to teach you how to integrate Sendgrid API. We will walk through the exact process of creating an API key in your Sendgrid account, copying it, and then using it in your application or integration. If you follow along carefully, you will be able to get set up quickly and correctly. First, click Settings. This is where you manage account-level options. When you click Settings, you should see a section with configuration tools and management controls. Take a moment to confirm you are in the correct area for account configuration, because that is where the API key options live. Next, click API Keys. This menu item is specifically designed for creating, viewing, and managing keys that your applications use to communicate with Sendgrid. Once you click API Keys, look for the button or option that lets you create a new key. This is important because every integration should use the right key for the correct level of access. Then click Create API Key. At this point, the page should prompt you to enter details for the new key you are about to generate. This action is how Sendgrid creates credentials that your code can use. Creating a new key ensures that you can control access and replace or revoke keys later if needed. After you click Create API Key, you will need to enter an API key name. Type a clear and descriptive name that helps you identify the purpose of the key. For example, you can name it based on your application or environment, like development or production. This does not affect functionality, but it makes future management easier and reduces confusion if you create multiple keys over time. Next, you will select Restricted Access or Full Access. Restricted access is typically best when you want the smallest set of permissions required for your integration. Full access gives broader permissions, which may be appropriate for certain workflows but should be used with care. Choose the option that matches the level of control you want, and make sure you understand what it will allow your application to do. Now, click Create and View. This confirms the key creation and takes you to a view where you can see the generated API key value. This step matters because the actual key is what you will paste into your application. Be ready to copy it right away, since you may not be able to view it again in the same way later. After the key appears, copy the API key, use your cursor to select the key text, and copy it to your clipboard. It is a good practice to treat this value like sensitive information. Avoid pasting it into random documents or unsecured places, and keep it only where you need it for the integration. At this point, you will switch back to your application or integration. Paste the API key into your application or integration. Depending on your setup, you might see a configuration field for a Sendgrid API key, an environment variable setting, or a secure credentials area. Paste it into the correct place so the application can authenticate when sending email through Sendgrid. Finally, click Save or Connect. This completes the setup in your tool. Saving or connecting ensures your application stores the credentials and begins using them for subsequent requests. If your platform shows a status message, check that it confirms the connection was successful. Once you complete these steps, your integration should be ready to send email using Sendgrid through the credentials you just created. That covers everything you need to know. And that is all there is to it.